Okay, everybody, we just made it back to the second day of the 2-day sale. So this will be part 2 of the video if you've seen part 1. And first things first, the forecart is still there. So I was wondering all day if we maybe got it. I left a proxy bid for that today because it sold at 1 o'clock and I had to go to work. So first thing, let's go in and see if I got that bid. So if you're new to the channel, this is Homestead Horsemanship, where we do general horsemanship, and we do everything from breeding and raising and foaling, training young horses. We specialize in the Missouri Foxtrotter, a gated breed that was developed here in the southern Ozarks of the Missouri hills. And we also have a Clydesdale that the channel helped rescue named Oliver. We like to do sale barn videos to bring to you the good, the bad, and the ugly of the sale barn life. Try to show that it's not so much the sale barns that are bad, but there's just bad owners and there's good owners. So let's get in there. If you didn't see part 1 of this video, go back, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And of all those areas of content, including farming and farm projects, why don't you comment below on which one you want to see the most of here on the channel. Thank you, and come along for the sale. Today is an exclusive draft horse sale. Yesterday was the stock type horses, today's the draft type horses. So I went in and found out that I did not receive the winning bid on the forecart, the Pioneer forecart. Unfortunately, it went for over $1,000, but there's still hope. I found one on Facebook Marketplace, and the person that owns it is willing to give me a lesson on draft horse harnessing and how to size the harness for Oliver, and will potentially sell me a harness and a forecart, as well as some other draft equipment on Sunday the 3rd. So just coming up in about the end of this week. So if you want to pay attention to the channel, that trip will be coming up, and we'll make a video on it. And hopefully, if we can swing it, we will purchase all of that equipment. If you're interested in helping on that, some people have expressed an interest. You can always look at the description of the video, and there's a PayPal link. Now that we're inside the barn, the first thing that caught my eye was this pair of draft mules. These are out of a Halflinger mare, and they were brothers a year apart, and they were very good looking. It's hard to get that good a color on mules, and I really like that they don't dock the tails on these draft mules. It gives them something to swish the flies with, and they are a really good looking team. I think we might get to see them harnessed up and work together later in the video.
They're cool looking.
Yeah. I'd say this is probably a Belgian Halflinger cross from the size of it. Too big to be a straight Halflinger, I think.
Let's see his face. Aw, you're a cutie. Hi, buddy. Or a girl?
Yeah, it's a boy.
A boy? Some more?
And that, I would say, is a crossbreed between a standard bred and a Belgian, if I had to guess.
You're way higher than me.
If I had to guess, that's what that is. Standard bred Belgian cross, and then there's a Belgian in the back. Good looking little Halflinger pony with probably a Percheron foal. She got some gorgeous friends with her, but they don't look like they've been handled any. But boy, that's a nice looking horse. Of course, it could just be the situation too. They're awful well taken care of to have not been handled. Mane's all groomed out and everything, so they probably are gentler than what they're showing here. This was one of the nicest looking team of horses that was at the sale. Unfortunately, I didn't get off work as early as I thought I would, and we missed a lot of the draft horses going through the auction. We were still there in time to see a few horses go through, and then they moved on to the mules and draft mules and riding mules. Isaac has always had a way with the donkeys.
Aww, he likes you, bud.
Come here, buddy.
I think Isaac's gonna have a donkey farm when he grows up.
Oh, look, he come to you.
Is he young? He looks young.
He looks like a yearling. So this is a donkey, but there's been several comments asking me what my take on mules is. Although I like the idea of the mules, I don't have a very good track record with them. I've probably started 200 horses under saddle in my life, maybe 100, I don't know, might be exaggerating. But I know I've only started 5 mules under saddle. And I've broke more bones on those 5 mules than all the hundreds of horses combined. So I am not much of a mule guy.
He's just out of a pony?
Yep.
He's cute too.
I do appreciate a good mule though, and this little pony mule's awful cute. I almost bid
On what?
a half-finger mare with a perch on its foal. It was stuck at $800 for a long time, and she was a young-looking mare.
How high did you do?
1,200. I mean,
We went to 612, and then we have another horse after that.
it's a big Belgian mule.
Where?
He's all this stuff sold.
I bet you if I quit throwing out numbers, somebody would help and get this figured out. Amazing, wouldn't it? Yeah, because I'm not going to pin until I know where I'm doing.
Lots to learn.
What's that tag?
I'm gonna have to go to the Amish,
What's that tag on
to
that?
who raised Oliver, and learn, because there's so much about this I don't know. Like
It goes to 501.
the adjustment,
501, 501.
or you can go higher or lower. This is probably to hold your single tree up between the pair. And this is, I
This
think
one goes to 512.
this is the tug. I have no idea what that is, if that's the tug.
He's sweet.
Yep. Lot to learn. So I filmed that before I knew about the trip this upcoming weekend. The person that I'm wanting to buy all that equipment from has a 6-horse Percheron team that he does parades with. And so there sounds like a wealth of knowledge, and I might be able to kind of fill in my gaps in my knowledge on all this heavy horse equipment. So I'm really hoping I can make that trip happen, and I think the YouTube channel will really appreciate that episode as well. Be informative for all of us. We'll learn together.
We messed them up.
606, 606.
Coming right to him. Isaac's a donkey. We might have to get him a donkey. Don't let him bite you. Don't let him bite you. No. You were telling me what you wanted for Christmas, all this stuff. I think we're just going to get you a donkey, dude. Hi, buddy. You're sweet.
This mule, in the face and the color and the build, looks just like Old Jumper off of Old Yeller. When I was a kid, I watched Old Yeller so many times that I knew the movie by heart. Matter of fact, to this day, I know the movie by heart. The Cowboys with John Wayne, and Swiss Family Robinson. I had them on repeat 24/7.
Side family record. Yep. $1,000, $1,000.
If I were going to buy anything at the sale that day, this would have been it. This is a good-looking half-linger mare with a little Percheron colt on the side, and was supposed to be bred back, so a 3-in-1 package deal. And she sure was pretty.
You're out, Johnny. 12 and a now, high now, 1,300. Young man, 1,300. 12 and high, 13, 12 and high, 1,300. 1,300. 12 and high, 13, 12 and now, 1,300. Right, and now half, and now 14, young man. 14 and now half, 14 and now half, 14 and a half, now 15, 1,500. Just think that that baby will be worth this time next year. 1,500 now, half, 18 now, half, 18 now, half. That young lady.
I actually didn't realize that she sold this cheap, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not bidding. But this is the thing with auctions. If you're going to go and you're planning on buying, you need to get there very early. Like I said, I was rushed because I didn't get off work in time that day, so I didn't really have time to make a game plan, and it will become very stressful if you don't have a game plan made and all your investigations done on the animals. If you don't get there in time to check everything out thoroughly and look for flaws and come back 2 or 3 times to them, because you'll see something new each time, then you better just go and watch for the fun of watching and not plan on bidding.
No, you're all out. I'm on the internet. 82 and a half height. 85 to the high now 5 to the 85 to the high now 5 to the minimum height. 82 to the high now 5 to the minimum 5 to the 3 and a half to the 83 and a half. 82 to the high 3 and a half to the 3 and a half to the 2 to the high now 3 and a half.
This is a really well-trained draft cross. These crossbreeds are really popular right now because they're big enough to work really rank cattle and to drag cows without getting tired, and also you can rope bulls and rough stock like that. So it's kind of a trend right now, and they're selling high.
So we're on the internet. 82, 15, and now 2 and a half, and then 41, and then 4, and then 1, 4, and then 1, and then 41, and then 4, and then 1, and then 41, and then 78.
This is a purebred Belgian. He's not a cross, but he's also trained really well, and you don't see them under saddle as often as you would see them working in a harness.
He's a little John Mule, and he goes by the name of P2. Tons of personality, lots of fun, an excellent guard in the sheep and the goat pen, an excellent companion for other horses and mules. He's been driven in the cart, he's been used as a lead line mule, broke for the kiddos that know how to ride. A fun little guy, 35 inches tall.
Hey, that little son gun is... She don't like you.
Believe that little girl's had the same experience with mules that I've had. Here goes the little donkey colt that liked Isaac.
880, and now half, and now 9, and now 850, now 9, sir, you're out. 850, now 9, I'm going to 9, and that be set, 900, and now half, and now half, and now half, I'm going to 9, and now half, it 9, 9 and a half, I'm going to 9, and 9 and a half,
You'd be glad to know I heard the young man who won the bid talking about his future plans with him, and I think he's going to have a real good home. Here's that team of beautiful Belgian mules that we saw earlier.
5, 4, 3, and 5, 4. However you hook them, right, left, wherever. Frontwards, backwards. Said you can shoot them right up there in the middle of that parking lot. You ain't got to have no stops. Said they are beginner safe. They're 11 and 12 years old. They're both mollies, and I want about $5,500 a piece for them. See, you take them to the tongue, guys, drive them up over that tongue. Said you ain't never got to pull on their head. Said you tug on them trace chains, guys, and they'll back right into them double trees. So, are they beginner safe? Sell them 2 times the money. How many? 2,500, 27 and a half. Yeah, 2,500 now, 7 and a half now, $3,000 to the million, 7 and a half now, $3,000 to the million, 27 and a half now, $3,000 to the minimum 3, and now 2 and a half, and now 5, and the million, 30, 7 and a half, and the million, 7 and a half, and the million, 30, 7 and a half, and the million, 5 and a million, 7 and a half, now 4. Yeah, $4,000 minimum 30, now 2 and a half, and the million, 40, 2 and a half. Yeah, $4,000 now, 2 and a half, and the million, $4,000 now, 2 and a half, and the million, $4,000 now, 2 and a half. Yeah, 40.
Unfortunately, there weren't too many bidders in the audience today because these mules, under the right circumstances, could have brought $40,000. As is, I think he sold them for $10,000. Thanks for watching part 2 of the auction video. I'm sorry I didn't get off work in time to get everything captured on video that I wanted to be able to share with y'all. But the exciting news is we've got this trip coming up for Oliver that we're going to take him up about 3.5 hours away from home to get fitted for his first harness, and I'm going to for sure buy a harness. And if I can swing it, I'm going to buy a whole bunch of draft equipment while I'm up there too, and a forecart. So that got me motivated, and I've gotten him out tonight and started teaching him how to work under saddle. This was the first time that he got saddled up with the girth tight and a bridle in his mouth, and I'm going to work with him every night until the 3rd when I take him up there so that he's ready and willing to be harnessed up and fitted for his new gear. So saddle training has officially begun. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications if you want to be able to come along with us and witness Oliver's recovery and education. Thank you and God bless. Postscript, little spoiler alert, while I had Oliver out tonight, getting ready for this lesson, I measured him and he hit another growth spurt. He is now over 1 hands tall. So 16 hands, 1 inch, and a little bit of change. This will be incorporated into a later video, but for now, we will see you around the 3rd.